I just threw up in my mouth. Growing up in the 21st century. Take 7. Growing up in the 21st century, the internet has been a part of my life from a young age. In elementary school, I had an iPod Touch. In middle school, I got an iPhone. From a young age, I've gotten used to having a phone in my pocket. It feels like not just a tool, but an extension of myself. The thought of implanting a microchip in my brain seems ridiculous to me. Yet I bring my phone around so much, it might as well be attached to my body. Not being able to use my phone for even a day would completely change the way I live my life. So basically the plan is not to use my phone for anything except like texts and calls, emergencies, if someone's trying to contact me and they have no other way to contact me, but no long conversations. I also have a Duolingo streak, okay? And I need to keep that. So I will spend anywhere from 2 to 15 minutes a day on that. But that's it. I'll be honest. Living life with social media, with a phone constantly in my pocket, there's so much that it affords me, right? So much that it affords all of us that at this point we take for granted. But it also just feels bad to have it all the time, to be in a public place and you can't talk to anybody. You just want to be on your phone. It stops you from talking to anybody. It stops you from socializing out of sheer boredom. That's something that we used to do. Boredom is gone. We don't need to be bored anymore. We can just look down at this device and it has everything we'd ever need. And it's a blessing and a curse. And so I just wanted to see if I separate myself from that as much as I can, what's going to happen to me? Is this like a drug? Am I going to have withdrawals? Am I going to be unable to separate myself from my phone? Or will it be easy? Will I like it more? And that's another question that I had is will I enjoy living like this more? Because I often think if my phone just fell in a river tomorrow, that I would enjoy life more. I wouldn't be checking social media. I wouldn't be constantly checking my phone. And I would get to, just breathe in things a little bit more. At the same time, the distraction that it affords me allows me not to think about all the, horrible things going on in the world, all the struggles that I'm having in my life. My phone allows me to escape that. So if I take that away for a week, are things going to get worse or are they going to get better? Right? And that's basically what I want to figure out. I definitely expect this to be difficult. I expect myself to crave, to really want to use my phone, especially in moments of boredom. I think those are going to be the worst. So the trick is going to be keeping myself busy in the downtime that I have. But I think overall, my hypothesis is I'm going to feel better without it. I expect right now to be the worst time, the first few days, and then by like day 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm feeling a lot better. That's what I expect. But we'll see if that's the case. We'll see if I'm wrong. It's an experiment. It really is. I was just outside with the dog. I was outside for like 2 hours, and I don't really know. I didn't have a clock, so I kind of lost track of time. But it was really nice just to get outside, throw the ball around, go for a walk. It was nice to get some fresh air, nice to touch grass, I guess. But I feel good. Broke a little bit of a sweat out there. not in the best shape, clearly, but I don't know. I feel good. There's something about getting some fresh air that's just makes you feel a little bit better, and makes it feel like the day was a little bit better, even though it was kind of crazy. I started at 12 a.m. This morning with this experiment. So right as the clock turned 12, I set an alarm on my phone. So immediately I had some difficulty sleeping, because I usually sleep with my phone. Whoa, not like that. I'm usually like watching a YouTube video or listening to music or something like that, right up until I'm just too exhausted to even keep my eyes open. I didn't do that last night. I had a little snack. Then there were strange noises coming from my basement. So that was a whole thing. We had to deal with that. It was the boiler or the furnace or something. It was like straight out of a horror movie, and it didn't stop until 2 a.m. when we got a little bit of quiet, and I finally got to sleep. This morning, then, I got woken up like 7, 8 a.m. My little brother was throwing up. He's sick. Stomach flu. So that's another thing that kind of threw a wrench into day one. I ended up falling back asleep, woke up at around 11, 12, something like that. I mean, I didn't get out of bed immediately. Usually I check my phone and it kind of wakes me up, looking at that screen, that like, the blue light or whatever. I mean, it's a strain on the eyes at night, but in the morning it kind of wakes me up, which is probably not healthy, but it's my typical routine, and I didn't have that. So getting up was kind of difficult. I kind of just sat up in bed for like 15 minutes, just like coming to. Finally had some coffee and I had some lunch, took a shower, took the dog for a walk. I did Duolingo. I told you that owl has a hold on me. I only used it for 12 minutes, so less than 15 minutes of screen time on my phone, which is crazy. I mean, typically I've got 4, 5, 6. On a bad day, I could have 8, I could have 10, I could have 12. On a really bad day, where I have nothing to do all day, but I went completely cold turkey for this experiment, and it kind of is feeling like, withdrawing from a drug. I mean, I feel I have a headache, and again, my little brother is sick, so I might just be sick, but I feel not like I have a fever, not like I'm gonna throw up, but I feel, like I have a headache. I thought this was like a good week to pick, and it turns out not to be so far, but something crazy happens every week, right? So we'll see. Maybe this week will turn out to be a decent week to do this still. So I've got a dog, a cute little dog. I'll show you guys my dog. And I took him out again. We hung out in the backyard. That was probably the best part of the day. I felt energized after that. I felt good after that. Then I came back in and, my little brother, not feeling well, he wanted to watch a movie with me, so we watched a movie. Puss in Boots: Last Wish. It's a good movie, but that kind of exhausted me. I don't know why. Again, I might be getting physically sick, which would not be good. I understand how there's so many confounding variables now in experiments. I'm trying to do some sort of experiment on my own, nothing official, and already I'm running into confounding variables, as they'd call it, in a real experiment. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. Hopefully I'm just having withdrawals from my phone, which actually that would be bad too, but I guess I haven't eaten that much comparatively to when I have my phone. I guess I eat more. I mean, I like to eat with my phone, so that's another problem. And Shit. I just threw up in my mouth. If I'm coming down with the stomach flu, I swear to God. Shit. Shit. It's not good. It's not good. I think I'm gonna need to end this. That was not good. That was not good. Fuck. I think I might be coming down with stomach flu, and I don't want to throw up all over my equipment. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, so I'm kind of freaking out, and I don't, you know, this is falling off the rails. I don't want to be sick, because again, what's going to happen to this experiment? I think I'll continue it on in my sickness, but that's going to really have an effect on the outcome. I don't know if I'm sick, though. But that was not a good sign. I've been able to find things to distract myself, so that's been a plus. But I've had very low lows and some high highs. Again, hanging out with my dog, going outside. Those have been the highs. But I've also felt like shit, which again could be illness. So that's basically what I have to say for today. And hopefully I don't start throwing up right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to keep trying to do this experiment. And hopefully things get better. Hopefully I don't get sick, and hopefully my mental well-being gets better. We'll see what happens. It's just day 1. I got 6 more days of this. See you in day 2. Bye-bye.